Our first guest tonight has a new documentary out titled Weapons of Mass Migration. Joining us now to talk about it is Joshua Phillip, the host of Crossroads with Joshua Phillip and a senior investigative reporter for the Epoch Times. Joshua, thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, real pleasure. Some important stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah, so much. So we actually have a clip of your new documentary. So let's roll that tape and then you can tell us more about it afterward.
Unattended luggage.
Behind me is the San Diego border wall, what was once regarded as the best example of secure bordering in the United States. Now, this border wall section, it's now facing the same type of border crisis right here as the rest of the country.
We have open gaps here in San Diego, but they're just coming in.
According to statistics from Customs and Border Protection, around 7.2 million illegal immigrants entered the United States under President Joe Biden alone. What is actually causing this crisis?
So talk to us about what we just saw in that trailer.
Well, I think there's a lot of unanswered questions about what's really happening with the border crisis. We talked to, for example, mayors who, if you talk to them, they say, yeah, they're dropping off busloads of illegal immigrants, for example, in Southern California and San Diego on a daily basis, in Texas and Arizona, and nobody's being told exactly what's happening. They know, for example, that DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is working together with Border Patrol, CBP, and they're just unloading people like several times a day from these big white buses. And so what I wanted to do was find out exactly what is really happening, how it's being coordinated, who's behind it, where the money's coming from. And so what I did was, me and my team, we went down to Panama, into Darien, right at the mouth of the Darien Gap, and we went to all the different migrant camps. We went, for example, there's 4 main ones there. And what we found was this. Basically, the entire mass migration crisis is being facilitated by a government program that Biden brought us into with the United Nations. It's called the Global Compact for Migration. And what this does basically is establishes systems, agreements, and so on to just push mass migration upwards into the United States. United Nations organizations are involved at every step of the way. U.S. tax dollars are going to NGOs facilitating this. Once they arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border, the way it's set up, the people turn themselves in to CBP, Customs Border Protection. They're taken to processing facilities with DHS, Department of Homeland Security there. DHS processes them, gives them free airplane tickets to anywhere in the country, and then they bring them into the U.S., they drop them off, and they're on the amnesty system, which means they can get all these social benefits. And I mean, in a nutshell, that's the process, and that's the process we expose in this film. We were at every point of this. We film it, we show it, and I think it really shows that this is not some random crisis. This is being facilitated not only by the Biden administration, but being paid for with our tax dollars.
No, you're exactly right. Like you said, you did all the traveling, you did all the hard work of actually seeing it up close and personal firsthand. I know in part of the documentary, you get a call and it's basically saying when you're at the Darien Gap, do not drink the water. Why not? Well, contamination of dead bodies. So did you ever feel worried for your safety while you were traveling, or how did that exactly all go down? Because I don't know if, any of these powerful groups are all too happy about having someone expose it all.
Well, I did wonder a few times. I can say when I was first getting ready to go down to Panama, originally I was worried a bit about cartels or human traffickers. As soon as I got down to Darien, the whole place is on lockdown by Cinefront, like the Panamanian military/border patrol. And so it's a government operation. It felt very safe because there's a massive government and United Nations operation there. It's not some random criminal organization thing. The UN is running it. And so at all the camps, they're on lockdown. They don't let the migrants just wander around freely.